Hello, my UIL team. Back for another music lesson. This lesson is for Il Trovatore, Anvil Chorus by Verdi. So we have Il Trovatore, this really big, bold part. That is the name of the opera, because this is an opera this week. And Anvil Chorus is just one of the songs that's sung in the opera. We have talked about operas, but not songs that you actually get to hear in operas. The last time we talked about an opera was the Marriage of Figaro Overture. So with an opera, it's like a play. They're telling a story. It's like a movie. But they're not allowed to talk in their normal talking voices. They have to sing the entire time. So if they're singing, or if it's their normal talking time, they have to sing like this until they are done with their normal talking part. And then they turn into their singing part, and it goes all over the place. And sounds really weird. So, this part is called Anvil Chorus. Chorus is another word to say choir. So it's the choir that's singing around the anvil. I didn't get to let you see what an anvil was, but I have a picture of it right here. This is an anvil, the big gray thing. On top of it is some metal that's gotten really hot, and then a hammer. Because people would have to use the anvil to make things. Normally, those people are called blacksmiths. I have a video about it. I'll add it in the Google Doc that usually has a bunch of extras with it. But a blacksmith was a person who had to take metal that was hard, heat it up, make it really hot, so that way they could hit it with a hammer a bunch of times to make it be different shapes. So they had to do that on an anvil because an anvil was the only thing that was strong enough to take all of that hitting and all of that heat. Our composer for this is Verdi. So this is Verdi. He is Italian. He was born in Italy. And he was a composer for what we call the Romantic period. So think Valentine's, because that's coming up when I'm recording this. Romance, love, ooey gooey mushiness. I wish you could have seen my face while I was doing that. Anyway, most of the stuff ends up being ooey gooey lovey type of music. He got to study. He went and was a student at one of the most famous opera houses ever in the world, called La Scala. And that's in Italy. It's one of the most popular places, and Miss H really wants to go there. Verdi, this guy, composed 27 operas, and operas are not short, so he wrote 27 of those, plus he did other things, and so he ended up becoming very popular, and in his time, he would have been considered a celebrity. Verdi's compositions, the things that he wrote, celebrated the voice and had wonderful melodies for the orchestra. But he really wanted to use his works that he wrote to highlight his singers, his people that can sing for him. Back to talking about the piece. Il Trovatore was first performed in Rome, which is technically in Italy, in 1853, so a long time ago. Anvil Chorus happens in Act 2, so it's the second part of the story. And the people are all at a campsite, and they're starting their day, so they're just starting to wake up. So the people in this campsite, they're just waking up, they're getting ready for their day's hard work. They are the blacksmiths. They're getting ready to work. So the guys have to start warming up the fires so that way they can start warming up the metal to then hit on their anvils. And while the men are working, the entire choir sing about just being happy and getting to do whatever they want. In this piece, there is a spot where you hear anvils hitting. It's that really hard, really high ting type of sound. That's actually what helps keep the heartbeat of the song. So this is our just picture of the music map. You can see it kind of has a road, and it has an A section, what we would call apple, a B section, what we would call banana, and a C section, what we would call coconut. So we start up here at the A. We always start at apple. And you can see that it's going to have a violin, timpani, and flute. You see the guys' faces, they're getting ready. They're part of the choir, they will sing, but they're going to sing the second time. That's what that DC only means. They're only going to sing the second time through. And then we follow the road, and you can see all the little spirals because you'll be able to hear that in the music. And then all the cute, you'll hear all of that. We see a couple of repeat signs. That would look like that, and that would look like that. Remember, repeat signs repeat what is in between them or what has come before. And then we keep going on the road. We get to B, or banana section. This time, the guys' faces are there, and it doesn't say anything about DC, so they actually end up singing. And their stuff follows the melodic contour that's here in yellow. And then it repeats. And then we get ready, get ready. This time we have guys and girls coming into the C section, which means everybody is singing. And the anvils are going to hit and keep the heartbeat. This is the stuff that happens during that part. This is what they're singing. Ci del gitanio, no il cornea bella. That's what they're saying. And it isn't this morning just beautiful, it's glorious, and we love our life. And then it gets split first time and second time. So that way we know that we have to go back to the beginning. DC means da capo, or the head. So the head is at the beginning. So we go back to the beginning. So this means that our form is A, B, C, A, B, C. And I'll talk about that in a little bit.
Il Trovatore, Anvil Chorus by Verdi.
So the title is Il Trovatore, Anvil Chorus. I highlighted Il Trovatore just because that would be the part that's bold, and I can't necessarily do bold when I'm writing like this. The composer is Verdi. He's very interested in anvils. Verdi. The tempo is kind of in the middle, so like slow, fast. Like, we're gonna just circle that area because it's in the middle. It's not really anything special. And there's not a fancy word for this tempo this time. All right. It's just in the middle. The performing group is an opera chorus. Meaning it's just a choir, a group of people that are in the opera. It's the group of people. And last but not least for this part, the form, the pattern that it goes in is A, B, C. Then it goes back to the beginning, so A, B, C. You could also write it as A, B, C with a repeat sign. Since there are repeat signs all over that piece. All right. The vocab words that I have for you, very easy. Form. We know form. I taught you form since kindergarten. I've just never called it form. Normally, I call form the pattern. Or even the label. So we label the music sentences. We label the pattern that the music sentences make. That label that we do, it's the form. We're labeling the form. In big pieces of music, they don't do each music sentence. They do each different sounding chunk of music. But that's the only difference between what we do in the music room, because we only have something with 4 music sentences, and then what we're learning, because this has hundreds of music sentences. And so instead of doing that a bunch, they just do the big chunks. The other vocab word I have for you is opera. Like I said at the beginning of this video, opera is just, it's a way that they tell a story. But they sing the entire time. They're not allowed to talk at all. So that's pretty easy for the definition of opera. Cool? And as always, look at the description box. I have that Google Doc will be in the description box with all kinds of links and that video about blacksmiths if you so desire to watch it. Thank you so much for all of your hard work. It's almost time for us to take that test, and I'm super excited. All right, bye!